Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Aries, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for the week of July 8th to the 14th. Now, Aries, your cards this week: energies leaving, completing or transitioning. We have the Eight of Cups. Focus energies this week, we have the Knight of Swords with another card behind. That is clarified with Starseed, which is equivalent to the Fool in the Rider deck. And we have the Nine of Swords coming in towards the end of the week. So Aries, interesting situation here. A little bit chaotic. There is a lot going on at the moment in terms of planetary action. I feel like that is probably reflected here in these cards. Anyway, so recent past, Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about, walking away or withdrawing from a situation that wasn't fulfilling for you. Now, given the spread here, I feel like you haven't actually walked away yet. I think what you have done, though, is taken the initial action of turning your back, turning around, and getting ready to take that step. Now, with the Eight of Cups, it's just that reminder of, look, something wasn't quite... If there was a piece missing of the jigsaw, okay? So for some of you, this may be a work situation where you had everything that you wanted, or most things you wanted in the job. Maybe you had a good commute, great colleagues, a supportive manager, but you just weren't getting the pay that you needed, and there was no sort of, opportunities for that coming up for review. It could be that you're in a relationship with somebody and, you have a great chemistry and a connection, but maybe they don't want children, and that's something that you want in the future. It talks about something significant, values or, attached to your emotional state that isn't there. And, you deserve the full suite of cups, Aries. You deserve to complete your picture. And I feel like, over time this has chipped away at you, and now you're no longer willing to tolerate that because you can go out there and get all the cups. That's what I'm feeling here. And, I think you intuitively, look at the moon here as a signifier. It's a gut feeling. It's a gut feeling that this is not going to fulfill you in the long term, and there'll always be maybe an element of regret and even resent if you stay in this situation. Okay, so I feel like this is you taking that first step of turning around and seeing a pathway out, and a pathway that actually leads you into a new beginning. Right, now focus energies this week here, guys. We have the Knight of Swords and Death in reverse. Now, if you've been watching my readings, I don't normally include reversed cards. However, when they obviously really make a difference to the reading, and this to me is very, very clear that this fits here in the reverse position. So look, death is all about letting something go, letting something pass, letting something complete, letting something come to an end that is no longer serving you, that is no longer completing your picture, completing your jigsaw puzzle, fulfilling you emotionally, giving you that vision to the future that you really want. That's what it's about. It's about letting that go so you can walk off into a new beginning. Now, with death in its reverse position, this tells me that, you are trying to keep it alive. You're trying to stay in the situation, you're still searching for that other cup and you're not allowing it to complete. So, really the reminder with the death card, I'm going to go ahead and turn it around so we can have a look at the imagery. The key with the death card is to surrender to that process. With things with the universe, we know that if we keep on, doing the same thing, we get the same result, and then we don't move and evolve and get the growth that we need in our lives. So we have to keep going with the ebbs and flows and the cycles of life, with the seasons. It's about letting things die down. If you think about a beautiful garden, letting things die down over the winter period. No, it doesn't look as pretty, and yes, you have, dead flowers coming off and that sort of thing, but it's so essential to allow that to die down so that once spring comes around, it can flourish stronger and better and in bigger blooms than it did before. We really need to surrender to the process, because there's always a brighter dawn, a bigger bloom, a better garden waiting to flower in the next season. So we really need to be like the child who looks death in the eye, is not scared of it, who understands, because they don't have the conditioning and the baggage of the adult who goes, oh gosh, not death again. I can't go through any more pain and hurt and heartbreak. I've been here before. But the thing is, you have to. When something's not serving you, it is time to let it go, because you can move on to a situation that's going to complete you. Now, with that clarified here with the Knight of Swords, I really feel like there's a sense of urgency about this situation because you've let it go on so long. The Knight of Swords is coming in as a reminder to say, hey, look, the time is now. Move quick on this. The Knight is the quickest moving, the Knight of Swords is the quickest moving knight in the tarot deck. It can also mean that because you've let the situation go on so long, that it is actually having an impact in terms of there may be arguments that are starting to happen, hasty words, communication that you wish that you didn't have because you could have got out of the situation. Yeah, so it's really, really a strong indicator that the time is now before things go bad. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here coming in. Because what's waiting for you, Aries, is a strong, new, predestined beginning. So the starseed, as I mentioned at the start of the reading, is equivalent to the Fool in the Rider deck. This is what you have the potential to walk into if you can just let that cycle complete. Starseed is about trusting your path, trusting the universe on this divine timing. Yeah, and taking a leap of faith. You're taking the steps out of the situation. You can only just see the path. You can't see the destination, but you must trust the journey. You must trust that you're walking towards a place that has all the cups and no missing cups. Try and take only the essentials with you. You don't need to take baggage from the situation, and just trust your instincts. That's what you're walking into. It's beautiful, Aries. Coming in towards the end of the week, we do have the Nine of Swords. Guys, it says it all in the card. It is a card of darkness mentally, the things of anxiety, of depression, of nightmares, keeping you awake at night, worry, worry. Why can't I do something about the situation? Feeling stuck, going over and over again in your head, over-analysing. That's the Nine of Swords energy, and I really feel it's a result of that death in reverse, of not allowing something to complete. You're going to get more of this if you don't do something about it. And that's not what anybody wants, but it's kind of like a cycle. The situation might get good again, you might enjoy the job again, you might find a little another connection point in your relationship, but the cycle keeps on coming around. The winter keeps coming around. The winter season will always come around, but in order to get to the spring or the summer, we allow death to come in and we surrender to it. Okay, Aries, that's all that's coming through for you today. I wish you all the best with it. These times are not easy, but they are inevitable. Now just keep in mind that this won't resonate with every Aries out there. It's a general reading, so it will resonate for those it's meant for. And we'll see you for another reading next week.